Okay, so Seagram's is a drink, I believe. I don't know. I don't drink alcohol, but they made. I thought they made like Perrier. Don't they make Perrier? Anyway, it's a green bottle. I think their name is on. I think that's Perrier. But anyway, Seagram's. Or not they, excuse me, the heiress of the Seagram's empire, I guess, is named Claire Bronfman or something like that. Bronfman or something. I don't know how to say her name. She has been, well, okay, here's the story. She's pled guilty to 2 counts. Harboring an undocumented immigrant, that is number 1. And number 2, enabling credit card fraud. So here's the story. She brought in an undocumented immigrant, a woman from Mexico, who she said was going to just work, I guess. But what they were really doing, and she is either affiliate or a complete part of this, they were running a sex trafficking ring in this sort of secret society. I wrote it down. I don't know how to say it if it's pronounceable, but it's just a bunch of letters look like they're strung together. N as in Nathan, X as in xylophone, I as in ice, V as in Victor, and M as in man. NXIVM. So that's the name of the organization, ran by a man named Keith Raniere or something like that. And this is like some secret society stuff because they got a branch in Mexico. And this is in upstate New York where this is happening on our soil. And so this woman is up here with Claire, and they're being sold and used in this sex trafficking cult. They have a sex cult, and these guys come in and, you know, have sex with these victims is what I'm calling them, but what do you actually call them? The victims of sex trafficking, I guess. So they're having sex with the victims of sex trafficking. And she is pleading guilty to harboring an immigrant and credit card fraud because this alleged sex cult was using the credit card of a deceased woman. And not only that, some of the women that come up here, this is, okay, so let me have to go back a little more. Keith, the guy that is like the leader of this cult, he fled to Mexico because they had a branch down there too. I hate to call it that, but that's what it was. And so what he did was go down there, but the Mexican authorities turned him back over and brought him to Texas. And so he is in custody as well. But some of the women got away. And that's how everybody got caught. Not to mention these women are allegedly to have been branded. As in, like the way they brand cattle, the initials of, I think, either Keith or this organization have been burned into their skin. So, Claire, she has forfeited her $6 million bail, so I think she's just out $6 million, and she is not attesting the charges, therefore she will spend at least, no, I think it's at max 27 months in jail. 27 months or less is what it said. So she's not going to jail forever for this, but she should be. But she's not. Keith, on the other hand, is a different story. We'll have to do a reading on him too. So, So this lady is apparently remorseful, she said, which, okay, everybody wants to be forgiven for things, fine. This is disgusting. Like, you know what you were doing to people. You know that what you were doing to people was harmful. Now you're remorseful because you got caught. You weren't remorseful when you looked at the face of a person who is being abused. You were remorseful once you got caught. I'm not buying it. But anyway, into this we go. I don't do reverse cards, but there is the reversal there. The Chariot comes up reversed. Are all my cards reversed? No, just that one. The Chariot. The Chariot is self-discipline, victory, and moving forward. You have been stopped in your track. You have been stopped. Well, karma is real. Ace of Swords, truth and clarity. And it can also be a victory card. So let's see what else we get. The Magician. Casting spells and illusions. Skills. Ace of Pentacles. This did have money attached to it. But this is an offer. This, it's kind of gross to say this, but I had to say it anyway. This feels more like an offer of the women and not money. Because they were more of the commodity and they weren't trading money. They were trading money for services. So they were a commodity, basically. Which is awful to say because these are humans we're talking about here. Ten of Wands. Yeah. Burden. Once the truth came out about what you were concealing with the Magician and the victims, I won't call them commodities again, the victims, now the burden has come upon you. Back to your stuck and defeated. Now here's another thing. So the Chariot card is about moving forward. It's about triumph and victory. The reason we didn't get the Ten of Swords, because the Ten of Swords is about defeat. We could just easily get defeat in the Ten of Swords. This hasn't started yet. Like her trial and all that stuff, this hasn't started yet. She's pled guilty to those counts of, I think what they're trying to do is they like Flynn and all, they'll get you on the lesser charges and you'll spend a few months in jail because they're trying to get the bigger fish. So reason we didn't get the 10 is because the Chariot embodies victory in moving forward. You know, no regression, no going back, no regrets. This, however, upside down embodies the exact opposite of the Chariot. There's your remorse. There is your, I'm not buying your remorse, but there is your lack of self-discipline. There is your lack of triumph. There is your lack of moving forward. You are now stuck. If we get the Ten of Swords, well, I'm expecting to see the Eight of Swords because that's my jail card. Then that will tell us basically you are going down. So now we have the Eight of Wands under the truth. So the truth is coming out and will be communicated. So she will be involved in investigators because they're trying to get the bigger fish. The High Priestess under the lies and casting illusions is the secretive life. So everything, this basically is your role right here. It's just repeating now. Ace of Cups. There is the victims. Under the Ten of Wands is the Ace of Wands. There was your idea. What the hell made you get involved in this? Who knows? But there's the idea. This is the new plan of action. After the burden, you do need a new plan of action. The World. This is something the world will see because, hell, I've seen it on the internet is where I found this. Internet is basically the fastest way we get information around the world. There's your Eight of Swords. Jail time. Right under the lies and illusions. is jail right next to the world. The Sun. The victims are going to be in a better position now than they were. So this is a good thing. Because now this is sort of going to have to be broken up. But the problem is, this is a cult. This is a secret society. So you can find certain places, but you need to find them all. Like, where was all this going down is something that needs to be, the light needs to be shone on it. So the Knight of Cups. That's interesting. Okay, so, because I'm like, it's under the burden in the new idea, but, so the new plan of action and the light being shown onto what's going on here. There is a person behind this who will sort of be heralded a hero because, but this feels like it's not the typical Robert Mueller at the head of it all investigator. This looks like somebody who is on the ground. You know, like a person who goes, like a detective, someone who's going door to door asking questions type of person. So they would be hailed sort of the hero of this. Knight of Wands. This does start a new chapter of your life. You are now branded. This is not necessarily a good thing, but there it is. The Knight of Pentacles. So you're getting a lot of Knight energy here. Knight of Pentacles, Knight of Wands. So this is just the beginning of other things. This is going to be the beginning of your new life and a new financial situation. I don't know what being the heiress of Seagrams does for you, but it might stop. King of Swords. I'm not sure who that is. This seems to be more of a authority figure, but not in the law. This is like, I don't know where you work or if you work, but they have something to say. And then there's defense. This man, this person on the ground is coming after you. He has a lot of information. He's going to get a lot more, especially from these women. You are up that famous creek with no means of locomotion, madam. So, Keith, Rainier, something like that. Are you going to burn in hell? It's not the question I want to ask. Are you... What do I want to ask? Because I know you're guilty. I believe you're guilty. I'll say it that way. Cover my own self. I believe you're guilty. But, well, let's just see what's going to happen. How are things going to work for you? Because he is reportedly the leader. I think we'll get a death card for you. Because this is, it's an ending and a major change for you. Oh, wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16. Strength. The Page of Wands. News. I hope not. Oh, Lord. Pause for the cause. Because what I feel right now is there might be a payoff before we even get started. Let's see. There's the devil. Okay. Things have shifted. Okay. I'm not so downtrodden now. News about your nefarious ways and your devious actions. Interesting how the devil leads back to the mind. That's what tortures us the most. Two of Swords. Indecision, stalemate, deadlock. Two-faced. Six of Swords. Transition. So what we got so far? So let's see. News, devious actions, stalemate, and transition. Okay, this is this is outlining what I was trying to say before. That news came out because of the women. There are two women who they call it defected. I don't want to use, I resent the word defected because they were not employees. They were victims. So they didn't break off from the group and go their own way. They escaped. So news from the women about the disgusting things that were going on led to his chase and his transition. Because he fled the country, but he went to Mexico. And there is the Nine of Wands, so uphill battle underneath the victims and their news. Underneath the devil is the Ten of Pentacles. This is that NXIVM thing. Because this talks about like structural money. And mind you, I see the deck chooses the readings. There was a pyramid scheme that was going on with this. Because there's a guy at the top and he funnels all these different branches, all these different women, and all this different money. And so underneath the devious actions is the pyramid. Is the legacy money, is that pyramid scheme, is that NVXIM thing, or whatever it's called. The Five of Pentacles is the hardship and the loss, the despair underneath that deadlock and stalemate. You know what? I need another word for the Two of Swords. I don't like deadlock and stalemate. Struggle. Yes, that's a better word. Struggle. Under the struggle is a hardship. Then under the transition of the Six of Swords is the Page of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles is about money news. So I believe they tracked you down not based upon where you were, but based upon what you were spending. So they're going to they follow the money to you. They're going to follow it even more to get even more people is what I'm going to guess. I'll stick by that. The Six of Cups. So sadly enough, some of these women have been victimized before. He was just the latest in their story. The Six of Cups is about the past, about nostalgia. Nostalgia is not always a good thing. It's just recounting memories. So some of them have been victimized before. The Lover's card. This was about lust. It was all about lust. The Tower. Under your hardship and under your chase, things came to an abrupt end for you. Under the Page is the Hierophant. You spent money on something gross, something detestful. Not just this too, but something else that, because this is the morals, so something led to your arrest that was a little more icky than just, anyway, moving on. You got what I'm saying. And you have the Five of Cups. So there is some disappointment and some sorrow. I wonder if that's why we get the Strength card. And it's not reversed. There will be some disappointment on the side of the victims. Maybe they're pushing for... It's kind of like... What comes to mind for me in this in particular situation is Casey Anthony. How the world convicted her of killing her child, and the court could not because it couldn't prove anything. He's going to jail, but what came to me with this disappointment card is they could go for a charge that they can't prove. And Casey Anthony was that case. They were going for, I think, if I recall, because I didn't watch the case, I just heard the verdict. I think they were going for murder. And you have to prove she murdered. Now, you can prove she neglected her child. You can prove that maybe she was a heartless person. But you can't prove murder. So then she got off on that part. I believe she went to jail for child neglect. But they couldn't get her on the murder thing because they couldn't prove that. So it's like a charge that they went too far on that they can't get him on. They can get him on these other things, but that's not what they brought against him. That's kind of what I feel right here. Hopefully you'll get someone a little more, who knows a little more about the law that will put forth appropriate charges. And not try to get him for, killing Lincoln when you can't get him on that, So under the Lovers is the Ten of Cups. This was a unit that did this. You got the Ten of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles in the same row with the Devil. This is a bigger thing. Even though he was the leader and all that, this is a big thing. Under the Tower is the Moon. There's a lot that is going to come out about this if you care to follow. And then the Two of Cups is under your morals. This is you paid someone and they may have ratted you out and told the people where you were to save their own skin. But this is something in Mexico, so we may never know exactly what that was. But Keith, you are going down, but you may get a lesser charge because something that could be brought against you may not be completely proven. So like I said, hopefully they get something on you that they have all the proof in the world for. That way you never see the light of day ever again.